People. Que pasa, suck, say what they do. Now the first thing that is popping in the news is that we see that there's a triple corning in a place called Lincoln Avenue. Now people, from here triple corning, we can only come to a logical conclusion that this is in some sort of Garrison, Kingston or St. Andrew. I don't know where specifically. However, what I do know, this is not Cherry Gardens and this is not Norbrook. Now, based on the information from the Popo, it is said that a set of men were chilling on the block when they were approached by a set of armed men. And after the smoke cleared, after multiple rounds, it is said that 3 persons were hit. And out of those 3 persons, 2 persons did not make it. I am speaking about 30-year-old Mark Nation and also 35-year-old Jermaine Lawson. Now, it is said that the other person was taken to the place of recovery and is undergoing surgery, rete, lele, blue, blah, blah. Now, people, when we think about these garrisons in Jamaica, we see what is the major cause. We see that it is mostly because of economic reason. That means that the people them down there, them broke, them hungry, and people like them say, a hungry man is an angry man. Angry man. And when you throw into equation the fact that these persons are basically, they are ruthless, there's a lot of gang activity, there's a lot of persons that are down there that cannot reason, lack the ability to reason, it is only going to lead to self-destruction and people. That is exactly what is going on. So people like me say, I don't know the motive, I don't know the underlying story. However, based on the information from the Popo, it is said that 3 persons got caught up. Out of the 3, 2 did not make it, and the next one is undergoing surgery. So people, that is the latest as it pertains to that. Now, before I move to the next part of my video, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source, and I'll be pinning the link to that channel in the description of this video. And also, please subscribe to this channel. When you subscribe, please press the notification bell or icon, and also press all in the option. Now, the next thing that is popping in the news, and people, this is taking place, or this took place in a place called Portmore. We are speaking about in St. Catherine to be specific. And based on the information, it is said that on Friday night at about 9:30 p.m., people, it is said that a minibus man cornered up a next minibus man. And it is said that the 23-year-old minibus driver or public passenger driver, he had to drive himself to the place of recovery, and he is undergoing surgery as we speak. Now, people, like I said, when it comes to communication or lack thereof, we see that these persons in Jamaica, they feel as if violence is everything. It is a solution for everything. And whenever they have any sort of problem, whenever there's any sort of verbal dispute, it always escalates to some sort of physical. And people, in some cases, it even gets worse. In some cases, all sorts of pipe sound, all sorts of tall up are drawn for. Now, people, why do you think that this is? It is because of the gangster mentality that exists in Jamaica. It is because of show and prove. It is because of show and tell. Because nobody wants to say them get punk out. So therefore, if them and somebody have any sort of problem, the first thing that they are going to do, run for them tool, run for them gunman friend, run for them gunman family, and they think that that is a solution. So people, here again, once again, in a the garrison, in a Portmore, in a St. Catherine, we say one person had to be taken to the place of recovery, and the next one is on the run, and more than likely he is going to get some sort of time, unless of course we say the justice system or the court fumbles the case or nobody no witness shows up, which is always the case or in most cases scenario, point blank and period. So anyways, people, that is my views on the whole thing as it pertains to that. And like I said, it is just my views and opinion. It is not the gospel. Your views and opinion can be respectfully different from mine, but let me know what you think in the comment section. Now, the next thing that is popping in the news is that we see that a federal judge, he has ruled that the American Civil Liberties Union civil lawsuit against the U.S. Coast Guard for 4 Jamaicans that were taken away on June of 2019. So people, here is the underlying story. In June of 2019, so people are speaking about almost 2 years ago, it is said that 4 Jamaican fishermen was in the water, in a Jamaican water. However, based on the accounts of the U.S. Coast Guard, it is said that this boat, which is an expensive boat, which costs in excess of 600,000 US dollar. So people are speaking about in excess of $500,000. So based on the account of the Coast Guard, it is said that these men were supposed to be some sort of smuggler. They were either smuggling the Bob Marley or either the Cindy Breakspear. However, based on the court document, it is said that the US Coast Guard exploded the boat, then basically destroyed the boat on the sea and took these 4 men into custody in the United States. I think in Florida, I am not 100% sure. So people, this has been happening for in excess of 2 years or so. So what happened is that these fishermen, they hired a lawyer, and we are speaking about power attorney, we are speaking about Queen's Counsel, we are speaking about a person whose name is Bert Summers. And people, if you know anything about lawyer, he is one of the top of the top. Now what is so disturbing about this whole case is that these men were in custody for in excess of 1 month, and based on the information from the court, it is said that they were left on the deck of the Coast Guard cutter, and they were left in all sorts of feces, rete, lele, blue, blah, blend. And what is even more disturbing, it is said that they were not allowed to make any sort of phone call for in excess of 1 month. So people, I am just saying, imagine the emotional trauma, imagine the psychological trauma that was on these family members. Because if them family member miss for in excess of 1 month, we are speaking about not a letter, not a stamp, not a 50-cent call, none at all. They were not allowed to call their family back in Jamaica. Now people, why is the reason for this, or what is the reason for this? It is called the Shipwriters Act. And what is the Shipwriters Act, or treaty that was signed between the government of Jamaica and more specifically the PNP a couple of years ago. Now people, what is weird and ironic about this whole Shipwriters Act is the fact that if Jamaicans are caught in Jamaican water and the US Customs or US Coast Guard perceive it to be some sort of smuggling activity, they can just arrest you. They can take you from Jamaica to the United States in our US waters if they have reasonable suspicion. Now people, what is reasonable suspicion? That is up to interpretation, because the truth and the fact is that when this case went to court, there was no sort of cocoa, there were no sort of weight, so therefore there was no sort of evidence. And what was even worse is that the boat or the ship, it was destroyed by the US Coast Guard cutter. So people, what does it make any sort of sense? And the next thing that I found very disturbing about this whole case is the fact that the Jamaican government, we are speaking about the Jamaican Council, we are speaking about whoever is a relevant authority, they were mum, they were silent. So therefore, it is as if they allowed the United States government, the US Coast Guard to do whatever they so choose with their own Jamaican people. So people, this only proves once again that the Jamaican government, they are a puppet for the United States. And whenever they sign any sort of treaty, whether it is not beneficial for Jamaica, they are going to do whatever the US says, because they want the visa, they want the grant, they want all sorts of loan. They want to be on the side of the US. However, people, the truth and the facts that if you are violating somebody's civil rights, somebody's rights, any sort of right, people, it is not proper, especially if you don't have a government that is going to represent you. So people, at the end of the day, the moral of the story is this. We saw that the American Civil Liberty Union, along with the lawyer in Jamaica, Bert Samuels, they filed a lawsuit, a civil lawsuit against the Coast Guard, and the judge said that the case can proceed. So people, that is always good news. And what makes it even clear that this is a case of human rights violation is the fact that the big bad United States, they apologize. Specifically, we are speaking about the Coast Guard. And people, if it's one thing that we know about the United States, they never apologize. It is always deny, deny, deny. So therefore, whenever you see them come out and them apologize, we are speaking about on the media or in the media, it tells you that this is a clear-cut case of violation of civil rights, human rights, rete, lele, blue, blah, blend. So people, may just say, we should expect to see this case proceed, and we should expect to see that these 4 fishermen, along with their lawyer, gets paid handsomely, point blank and period. So anyways, people, that is my views on the whole thing as it pertains to that. And like I say, it is just my views and opinion. It is not the gospel. Your views and opinion can be respectfully different from mine. But let me know what you think in the comment section. Bless up.